Hi everyone, today we are going to be talking about the £6 alternative to the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer. Primarily the shade Fair, because that's the shade that I'm most familiar with because I have fair skin. And also it's the shade that sells out incredibly fast on the Charlotte Tilbury website that nobody can get their hands on. So if you've been wanting to try out the Charlotte Tilbury Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer in the shade Fair, but you just can't get your hands on it and you're wanting something similar, or if you can't stretch to the £42 price tag that this has, and you're wanting something that will give you similar results, a similar finish, but a fraction of the cost, you definitely need to keep on watching. So if you're new here, hi, my name's Gemma. I upload new videos on YouTube every single week, and I would absolutely love it if by the end of this video you would consider hitting that like button, the subscribe button, and also the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. So I've been really careful in the thumbnail, the description box, and also the title of this video not to call this affordable alternative a dupe, because it is not a dupe. There are lots of different factors that I feel like you have to hit: ingredients, texture, consistency, overall finish, shade, those sorts of things to be a dupe. And for me, there are too many differences to call it that. However, just as a point of reference, I have the affordable alternative on one half of my face, and I have the Charlotte Tilbury Cream Bronzer on the other half of my face. I will leave it up to you to decide which one you think is the most expensive half of my face. Which one looks better? Which one is your preference? I think you'd be hard pushed to notice a difference even if you were stood right in front of me and we were in natural lighting. There aren't just slight similarities here with how these look on the skin. They look practically identical to one another. So there are other similarities as well. Not only do they both look amazing on the skin, but they're easy to apply. They're really effortless to blend out, and I will show you the application process as well further on in this video. They both dry down beautifully well, and there's no tackiness on the surface of the skin, which I really like. Not only that, but they both wear for a very similar amount of time. So the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer is supposed to be water resistant and sweat resistant. The affordable alternative doesn't make any of those claims, but it's really hot here in the UK, and I've been wearing both of these bronzers for the last couple of days, and they've worn for an incredibly long amount of time. So lots of similarities here, not just how they look, but let's get into the differences. So the Charlotte Tilbury Cream Bronzer is going to be really difficult to duplicate affordably because of the consistency and the texture of the overall product. Even though this is a cream, it's got quite a stiff consistency. It's quite matte in the pan, and you'll notice the difference when I introduce you to the alternative in just a second. But it's more of a cream to powder formula, so it's quite stiff in the pan. It's beautiful and creamy to the touch, but it's not overly emollient, so it dries down really well. It doesn't look oily on the skin, but it still does have that glow to it, even though it has a slight matte edge to it. Really beautiful, really airbrushing, and just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. But let me introduce you to the affordable alternative, which is from Revolution. This is the Ultra Cream Bronzer, and I have the shade Light and Medium. We're going to go into the shade discrepancies in just a second because there is a difference, but mixed together, these are perfection. So on the left of the screen, we have the Charlotte Tilbury Cream Bronzer in the shade Fair, which has much more of a neutral, cool undertone. Underneath that, we have the Revolution Cream Bronzer in the shade Medium. The reason I've paired these two together is the shade Medium in the Revolution also has more of a neutral, cool undertone. On the right-hand side, we have the Charlotte Tilbury Cream Bronzer in the shade Medium, and then we have the Revolution Cream Bronzer in the shade Light. As you can see, again, similar undertones. These are more neutral, warm. There's also quite a few differences between the ingredients list. The one that I definitely want to mention is that the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Bronzer has no essential oils or no fragrance within the formula, whereas the Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer does have those ingredients. Let's just talk about the glaringly obvious difference between these two products, and that's the size of the packaging and the amount of product that you get. So the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Skin Bronzer. The packaging is double the size, and within the packaging you get 3 times more product than the Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer. The packaging is also way more luxurious. It's really sturdy, it's very well made, it's got a lovely large mirror in there which is incredibly useful on the go, and it's just lovely to look at. Whereas the Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer, you don't get a mirror, it is quite plasticky and cheap to look at, but it's not all about the packaging. And let's just talk about the cost for a second. The cost of the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer is 7 times more than the Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer. So you may get nicer packaging with the Charlotte Tilbury and you may get 3 times more product, but you are definitely paying for it. It is 7 times more expensive. Wow. Let's have a look at them when they're swatched and blended on the skin. Swatch 1 is the Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer in the shade Medium. I adore this shade. It is beautiful on the skin. You only need a very small amount if you are wanting it to look the same as the Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Fair, because it is a lot deeper in the pan, so only use a small amount. This has neutral, cool undertones, and it's a really good match for Fair when it's blended out. If you apply too much though, this will deepen, which I quite like because I like the versatility of this product. Swatch 2 is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Bronzer in the shade Fair. Swatch 3 is actually the Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer in Light plus Medium mixed and blended together. This is, in my opinion, the best shade match for the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer in Fair. Swatch 4 is the Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer in the shade Light, which I think has much warmer, yellowy undertones to it. It's not my favourite on its own, but mixed with the medium shade, it's just perfection. And then shade 5, I've just stuck a Charlotte Tilbury medium swatch in there as well. This is much warmer and bronzier in tone. If this is your favourite shade, if this swatch is your preference, you'll probably find a better affordable alternative elsewhere. I'm not sure the Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer has a shade match for this for you. So I know I've said it plenty of times in this video already, but when they're on the skin, they look very, very similar. Did you have a guess at the beginning of this video? Which side did you say was the Charlotte Tilbury? And which side did you say was the Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer? We're gonna find out now. Let me show you the application process and the difference in blending between both products. So well done to you if you guessed correctly. The left side of my face, so the one on the right side of the screen, has the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Cream Bronzer on it. It is beautiful. The consistency is stunning. It's a much stiffer consistency. It's much matter in the pan, and it blends out like an absolute dream. On the right side of my face, so on the left side of the screen, we've got the Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer in the shade Light mixed with a little bit of the medium as well. I think this is the best way of getting the exact match, but I wouldn't have a problem just using the medium on its own and just spending a little bit longer blending it out, because it is slightly deeper than the Charlotte Tilbury shade Fair. This goes on like a dream. Again, there is more emollients and shine to this product, but once it's melted into the skin, leaving no tackiness on the surface, I don't think you would notice a difference. So both products are super versatile. You can use them as bronzers, you can use them as contours, you can use them over or under your foundation or tinted moisturizer. Personally, I prefer to use the Revolution Cream Bronzer when I'm using bronzer underneath foundation. I just think it blends out really, really beautifully and doesn't disappear underneath the foundation, whereas when I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer underneath foundation, it tends to disappear a little bit. I like the versatility of having also 2 shades in the Revolution Cream Bronzer. So if I want a little bit more warmth one day, I can mix a little bit more of the light shade in with the medium. If I'm wanting slightly more coolness, more medium and less light. Yes, if you want to use it in that way, you have to buy both of the products together. But quite honestly, it's £12 for both of these and $42 for this one. So I don't mind. So that's it for this video. I really hope you found it helpful. I know that the Revolution Cream Bronzers aren't a direct dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury cream bronzer. However, with the cost of everything going through the roof at the moment, the cost of living is just astronomical. If I can help you save some money whilst having something that is super, super similar to the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, then I am happy to do so. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this and hope to see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.